The Parents Music Resource Center, or PMRC, was a group headed by Tipper Gore and other wives of politically powerful men. Tipper Gore founded the PMRC when her daughter brought home the album Purple Rain by Prince. The PMRC had specific demands for the music business. 1. Explicit or suggestive lyrics must be printed on the cover of the album. 2. Albums with explicit or suggestive covers must be kept behind the counter at record stores. 3. To establish a rating system for albums and concerts. 4. Form a media watch to pressure broadcasters to not air questionable material. But the RIAA, or Record Industry Association of America, refused all of the PMRC's requests. The PMRC also released what they called the Filthy 15, which were the 15 songs which they thought were the most offensive, based on their own rating system: an X for profanity or sex, an O for occult references, a D or A for drugs and alcohol, and a V for violence. Among this list was We're Not Going to Take It by Twisted Sister, Darling Nikki by Prince, High and Dry by Def Leppard, Trashed by Black Sabbath, Eat Me Alive by Judas Priest, and She Bop by Cyndi Lauper. In September of 1985, a few representatives of the PMRC, Senators Paula Hawkins and Al Gore, and musicians John Denver, Frank Zappa, and Twisted Sister lead vocalist Dee Snider testified before the Senate Commerce Committee. Snider was the figurehead for the movement against the PMRC. One of his songs, Under the Blade, was under fire for supposed references to bondage and rape. Snider maintained that his lyrics were about the upcoming throat surgery of a friend of his. He argued that different people would interpret the lyrics differently.
Accusation number 1. This attack was contained in an article written by Tipper Gore, which was given the form of a full page in my hometown newspaper on Long Island. In this article, Ms. Gore claimed that one of my songs, Under the Blade, had lyrics encouraging sadomasochism, bondage, and rape. The lyrics she quoted have absolutely nothing to do with these topics. On the contrary, the words in question are about surgery and the fear that it instills in people. Furthermore, the reader of this article is led to believe that the 3 lines she quotes go together in the song, when, as you can see from reading the lyrics, the first 2 lines she cites are an edited phrase from the second verse, and the 3rd line is a misquote of a line from the chorus. That the writer could misquote me is curious, since we make it a point to print all our lyrics on the inner sleeve of every album. As the creator of Under the Blade, I can say categorically that the only sadomasochism, bondage, and rape in this song is in the mind of Ms. Gore. The music video for another one of Snider's songs, We're Not Gonna Take It, was under fire for its violent images. The video for We're Not Gonna Take It was simply meant to be a cartoon with human actors playing variations on the Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote theme. Each stunt was selected from my extensive personal collection of cartoons. You'll note when you watch the entire video that after each catastrophe our villain suffers through, in the next sequence he reappears unharmed by any previous attack, no worse for the wear. In the music video that Snider is talking about, the villain is smashed with a door, thrown into a wall, and ejected out of a window. But here he is at the end of the video, perfectly fine. When all was said and done, the RIA agreed to put a mandatory sticker on all albums deemed explicit. The problem is, it is no longer a sticker. It is printed onto the album, further censoring the artist's work. It is also illegal to sell any album with this sticker on it to anyone under 18 unless a parent is present.
but most musical outlets don't follow this rule, so you should be fine. The placing of this label on some explicit albums may have had the adverse effect that the PMRC was looking for, as stated by John Denver during his Senate hearing.
That which is denied becomes that which is most desired, and that which is hidden becomes that which is most interesting. Consequently, a great deal of time and energy is spent trying to get at what is being kept from you. Our children, our people, our society, and the world cannot afford this waste.
The band Danzig released the song Mother as a response to this censorship.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
These lyrics are aimed at parents, urging them to take charge of their children and to not rely on outside sources to protect them from media. The band Warrant released a song titled Ode to Tipper Gore. The song is 1 minute long and consists only of pieces of live recordings of the band using profanity during their concerts. Frank Zappa released an album titled Jazz from Hell, which received a parental advisory warning. The only problem was, there were literally no lyrics on it. The album was purely instrumental. So in conclusion, no matter what kind of censorship was put on in the mid-'80s, people are still going to voice their opinions about rock music, whether it's these folks, or the band Iron Reagan producing this image of Tipper Gore infested with cartoon demons.